Why are we like that?
Well, I don't know. It's the embarrassment, but I bring up the karaoke thing because on a night that I was doing that, I would go in and do an earlier spot, which was rare at the Cellar. And one of those nights, Katy Perry and John Mayer were there. Wow. And when I got off stage.
Back when they were together.
Yeah.
When they were together.
When they.
Man, I'll slap your
Little Dick Black voice. Hey, buddy. When they were together.
This is the natural oil and water.
yeah. All right, little pencil dick. Shut the f
This isn't
LA
about.
Go ahead, Jay.
This is about decades and decades
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, 92. LA 92, dude. I'll never forget.
I will never forget.
Cut you by.
Yeah,
no browsing.
Yeah, you kill somebody.
Right, let me see something, right? When I go to a liquor store, when I go to a liquor store, if I want a Butterfinger, I pick it up and I buy it. Why do you have to pick it up and then put it back and look around?
You don't do that.
Bobby, get merch, please, that says you buy something or get out my store.
That's great. Thank you.
You buy something.
Sorry about this.
Y'all were on the roof shooting at us.
Yeah, because you guys were stealing.
Bobby's family came to this country with a dream of opening a beeper store / starter deck.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So Jay, I was at the Cellar maybe 2 months ago.
Oh wait, I want to.
Okay, finish.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like dragging too.
I love it. Oh.
But Katy Perry and
yeah,
the owner of the Cellar goes, "Hey, they loved your set. They want to meet you," which you never know is like more than them saying, "Hey, that guy was funny." But for the club's sake, they want. And I was like, "Oh, dude." Like, I know I'm so bad at that. I was like, I really have to, I got to go start the karaoke thing. And he's like, no, it's fine. Just, talk to them for a little bit.
Why
and I was
would you do that?
And I go, no, I got to go over. And he goes, I own the place. He goes, go talk to them for, 5 minutes. And I was like, all right. And I went over, and they were like, and I'm telling you, the things when I get to the table, they weren't like, please. They were just like,
yeah,
good set. And then, the owner almost sits me down next to Katy Perry and John May. And I sat there for 30 silent seconds. It felt like 2 minutes, and then just went to Katy Perry. I went, it was a Chris Farley show. I was like, first thing I said, there were first words I said rather than thank you was, do you like LA or New York better? And she goes, oh, I love them both, for different reasons. And I went, that's cool. And I got up and walked away.
Oh, stop. Stop. Oh my God.
Doja Cat came up to me outside the comedy store.
Stop. Let's stick with the John Perry. We'll go to Doja in a second, all right? Mm-hmm. I just need that to sink in, okay? Oh, my God. It's so shameful.
That is shameful.
Here's the thing, okay?
But what did you want him to do?
Let's stop for a second, okay? Patrice said this to me.
Okay.
Right? Patrice goes, you and I would be further in our careers. That's what he said to me, right? If we knew how to talk to people. Schmooze, right? Yeah. And this is something that I used to do, but I learned not to do it. I've changed.
Yeah?
Yeah. So with the Dakota Fanning thing, I said, I was shy, but I've learned. So we talked about a variety of different topics. I'm uncomfortable. Like when Michael Bay comes to the club and hang out, I'm able to do it because I've learned to do it. You got to learn to do it, Jay.
No, I know. It's you're not wrong. Listen,
yeah, you got to learn.
Colin Quinn gave that keynote speech at Just for Laughs years ago. It was like a lot. Some people's instinct is to go to the party. You know what I mean? It's like Joe DeRosa is such a great example. Joe's like, they're having the rap party for the festivals and everything. I'm always like, rap party for any of this. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a weird, I always thought those things were like the holiday parties at the comedy clubs. I'm like, that's for young comics to go drink for free.
Yeah.
It's kind of the idea and hook up maybe or whatever, but I'm like, you kind of past the point of that.
Yeah, so during the Borderlands premiere, right, they did a gigantic cast photo. And they, everyone's there, you know what I mean? And I'm off to the side, I'm watching them. And then Kevin literally left the group, grabbed my wrist, and pulled me into the photo. But that's where always my stance is I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't belong to that. You know
too.
What I mean? Yeah.
No,
but we have to learn because it's kind of gross that we even think that we're that aloof.
Why is it?
We got to change it because it's in our minds.
Listen, I did the Jelly Roll roast. They did in Nashville.
Who's Jelly Roll?
He's
I love him.
Country
music. He's the best. He's so talented.
Come on now.
I love him.
He was Chappelle's fifth white.
Callback. I love it.
Just almost.
Yeah.
But I did his roast, and first of all, I didn't know it was a roast out of the gates. They told me at first they called me and said, "Do you want to do the roast of Jelly Roll for his birthday in Nashville?" And I said, "No," but not because I didn't want to do it. I was just like, I can't. I think me and you have done a roasting before. I can't use the writer's jokes. It just bothers. I'm just like always like, if they write great jokes, like they should be able to tell them. I would hate that. I would hate like writing things off and being like, I'd be the asshole watching a roast going, I wrote that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want the credit for it. So I was like, no, I got to do it myself. And I was like, I don't have time to do this right now.
Yeah.
It's like, 2
But sometimes
weeks
those
away.
jokes are good. A writer's joke. Sometimes they're good.
Oh no, I think they have tremendous. I mean, Kim Congdon, Zach Amiki.
Yeah, why
amazing, right? It's not about their jokes. I'm just like, here's what I'll do. Oh, I did when I did Lewis's roast. We did at Skankfest South the one year. One joke I did was solely something that Josh Edemeyer said to me, and I said it, and it got a laugh, and I went, Josh Edemeyer said that. I have to like bibliography it.
Wow.
Where was I?
Doja Cat.
Yeah, Doja Cat.
No. No, that was way longer ago. I never quite got to it.
Yeah. Writers, the
Jelly
Jelly Roll roast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I was, and then when I got there, they go, you want to do the roast? I said, I can't do the roast. They said, then they called back and go, it's not a roast. It's just like, go up there and say a couple nice things about Jelly Roll. You got to know him a little bit over the last couple of years. Like, just say something nice about him. I was like, yeah, sure. Look, I want to come to the thing. I can't prepare a roast. And so I went out there the day of and did Something's Burning with Burt and Mark Norman. And they both have a stack of papers in their hand. And I'm like, what are those? And like, it's our roast jokes.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, I always thought it wasn't really a roast. They're like, it's a roast.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, all right. I was like, oh, you know what, though? Maybe they asked me if I want to do the roast. And when I was like, I can't do the roast, they were like, well, we're also going to have people just like, Jay, you want to say something about Jelly Roll? And I was like, oh, so then I don't get worried at all because I'm like, there is a roast. That's what it is. They asked me to be on the roast, but now I'm just hanging out.
Right.
When I get there, it's a roast. It's definitely, I mean, like there's merch and signage.
Oh my god.
An LED screen.
Is it a theater or a Zanies? Where is it?
Zanies.
Okay.
And it was an awesome setup. And then I'm hanging out in there. The green room is packed with people.
I can imagine.
So I'm outside smoking cigarettes. That's what it's why I ended up opening for Dave Attell for so long too. Is like we became like buddies and chummy, and he took an interest in me, thank God. Because I was like smoking cigarettes outside with him.
I love smoking cigarettes with him.
Do you know what I mean? Just going outside and smoking
favorite.
cigarettes. And by the way, I made a conscious decision. I started smoking in my early 20s because I won a contest that was sponsored by Salem Cigarettes. I started smoking Salem cigarettes like an old black aunt with a milky eye.
With the milky eye. He knows black people.
But I started smoking these Salem cigarettes, and it was almost my thing when I'd go to New York. I'd see the people that were inside, and inside was intimidating. So inside was Patrice and Keith and Norton and Voss and DePaulo, and they're just hammering. And you go in and take your beating, but then you're like, I kind of want to hang outside. So I started smoking cigarettes to start being outside and like engaging people outside.
Yeah.
Such a fucking weird thing.
Imagine being in LA going to Opie and Anthony with all those guys back in the day. I was so intimidated.
Oh, yeah.
It would be like Patrice, Norton, Greg Giraldo, everybody. And I'm like going in as a guest.
And they come to
and they would just go, right?
Wow.
You know what I mean? It was insane. Rip me apart.
Oh, yeah. No, it was vicious.
Yeah.
But you needed that young, too.
I do need it. Yeah,
Which is like a great
learned,
thing.
I learned.